enjoy its attention for a second.
Oh, that's something. In the camera view. Good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock. How's everybody? Did everybody bring a bunch of money with them? I'm taking it. It's my job. How many of you have never been to one of these sales before? You're a little bit petrified that you're about ready to do something really stupid with your money right now. I'll bet you are. I'm going to try to prevent that. That's my job today. We're going to go through the rules and regulations before we conduct the sale. The complete rules and regulations are listed in your sale catalog. It looks like that right there. It's hidden under the heading rules and regulations. When you bid today, you're agreeing to everything that's in there, so you should understand them and take a look through them before you bid today. We're going to go over the high points so that everybody understands that and do a little bit of question and answer before we get going here. In order to bid today, you have to have a valid photo ID. You have to be able to prove who you are or are not, as the case may be. You have to be registered prior to bidding. Everybody in the room right now has got one of those yellow bid cards. That means you went through that line and showed your ID. If you notice somebody later on that's bidding with a blue card, that means they got here late. That means they might have missed some of these rules. A couple of them are important, and we may ask people to verify things if they win something in the bidding with one of the blue cards. These properties have been through a judicial foreclosure process. There is a circuit court judgment on file at the courthouse in the county where the property is located. The deadline has passed. They cannot pay the taxes and get the property back. That's a question we are asked all the time. There's been a long process involving a lot of contact, a lot of notice, hearings, publication, property visits. It's all been concluded. April the 2nd was the deadline for people to pay the taxes and keep the property out of the sale. That ship sailed a long time ago. We went back out to all the properties except the ones that were occupied. If we put a sign up on an occupied property, they have this weird habit of just disappearing in about 10 minutes. But all the rest of them got one of those put on them. That's a pretty good indicator to a former property owner, in addition to all that notice, that there is something going on. We have gone and seen the judge. We asked the judge to give us a circuit court order that clears all of those things right there on that screen off the title. If you buy something today, everything listed on that screen is gone. Anybody that had an ownership interest by deed or by land contracts, they're void. Mortgages are gone. Security agreements are gone. Any kind of a lien or judgment against the former owner or against the property have been voided by an order of the circuit court. That includes IRS and state tax liens, construction liens, condominium and property owner association fees, unrecorded leases, rentals, things of that nature. Some things are not affected at all by a tax foreclosure, and here is a list of some of those things. If you buy something today and it has an easement across it, that easement is still there. If there's an easement across another property to get to what we're selling today, that easement is still in place as well. In this part of the state, many of the mineral rights have been split. That's called severing them. If mineral rights have been retained by a former owner, or if they've been sold off to a third party, they are still severed. There was a question back there. An easement is a right that's granted by a property owner to somebody else that benefits the property. That could include a utility line, that could include a driveway, it could include a lot of things. If somebody else has a right to use part of this property, even though you're buying it today, if there's a piece of property behind what you're buying, and there's a road that goes over what we're selling you, and somebody has a right to use that road, that right is still there. So that's what easements are. If you're buying something today and it's either a condominium unit, we've got some of those, or if it's in an area that has a homeowners or property owners association, their deed restrictions or master deed covenants are still in place. If it's got bonded special assessments, they remain. Everything that we're selling today is still subject to zoning, local ordinances, and the building codes. You can't buy it here and declare it a sovereign nation and decide that it's hands off to the local government. That doesn't work. Crop harvest, if you buy something today and it's got crops on it, if it's an annual crop, something, we've seen this go to court before, we're gonna prevent it from going to court again. If you buy something today and it's got crops on it, the crops belong to the person that planted them, even if it is the former owner. That applies to everything that is a 1-year crop only. If it's something like Christmas trees, those are yours. If there's something planted on the property this year, it belongs to the person that planted it. We're reserving the right for them to come in and harvest those crops if there are any on the property. If you buy a piece of property today, go out there after the sale and find 400 8-foot tall marijuana plants, you're on your own. Don't call me. Please know what you're buying. We get people all the time that buy something and then they go look at it and then they want their money back. The answer is no. This ain't Walmart. You can't bring it back. Everything sold today is sold by quitclaim deed. It's sold as is, where is, with all of its faults and defects, whether known or unknown. There are no guarantees, no warranties, no representations made of any kind. It does not have the homeowner appliance warranty. Yes, sir.
So, I say if we go get a warranty deed, all the liens and everything.
The liens are already gone.
Everything.
You get a quitclaim deed today. That's what the law provides that we're going to give to you. What you're buying today is the legal description of land that's listed in the book that you've got in your hands. It's either going to be a subdivision name and a lot number, a condominium name and a unit number, or a measured description. That's what you're buying. We assume that you've investigated and you know what it is. You're not buying a picture. You're not buying what your brother-in-law told you is on the property. You are not buying an address. You're buying the legally described land that's in the book that you've got in your hands. We are required by law to tell you that any property constructed before about the middle 1970s can and probably does have lead-based paint. Please don't pick and eat the paint. Properties can also contain asbestos, infestations, critters, bad foundations, failing roofs, frozen plumbing, wells that are on the neighbor's property, no way to get them because they have no access road. They can have all kinds of issues. This property on your screen right now has every single problem on that list. I've been doing this 18 years. It's the only property I've ever seen like that, that's got every problem on that list. And I've sold it 3 times. Because people don't pay attention. Somebody buys it and then they want their money back. Answer is no. If you're disappointed, we don't have that property this year. We tried selling it last year, couldn't find anybody to buy it last year. If you're disappointed that we don't have that property again this year, it's in Ontonagon County in the Upper Peninsula. It's right behind Mr. Missaukee place there at Bruce Crossing. If you're disappointed that you can't buy that this year, guess what? Right up the road, it's called Mass City, and I've got that one for you. We're going to be selling it next week. You can follow us up there and buy that and join the club. Please know what you're bidding on. There are no refunds. I don't know how to drill that down enough. Once you buy it today, you're expected to pay for it, and it is yours. When we sell, here's how we're going to do it. Everybody's got a copy of that sale book. Some properties are more popular than others. There are things in this book that ain't nobody going to buy today. Nobody wants it. We're not going to waste your time trying to sell those to you. Here's how we do this. We had everybody go through the line and register. Then you went to one of the clerks and told them what you were here to bid on today. They took notes. Out of everything in that book, I've got 3 properties that are very popular. We're going to sell those 3 first. That's going to clear out about half the room usually. We're going to sell those 3 first, then we're going to go back to the beginning of the book. We're going to sell them in the order that they're listed. We're going to skip the pieces that nobody wants to bid on. I will ask first if anybody's changed their mind. Sometimes somebody doesn't get something and they got money left and they don't want to take it home. So we'll ask before we skip a piece. So that's how we do it. The popular ones, then in order they're listed in the book, skipping the pieces that nobody wants to bid on. When we open something up for bidding, here's the mechanics of the bid process. You're going to see a number in your book. It's the minimum bid. It's the 4th column in your book. That number is not just something we picked out of thin air. That's what that piece of property owes the county. That's the back taxes that the county had to buy from the city, village, or township. That's the cost of maintaining the property between the time that the county got it back in April and now. Sometimes there are legal fees involved. We sold one the other day that had over $50,000 worth of legal fees added into that minimum bid. Whatever that piece of property owes the county is that minimum bid. The bidding starts there. Nothing sells for less than that today. If I already have a bid online, and I've got 105 bids already before the sale even starts, if I've got a higher bid for a piece of property online, we start at that higher number. But we're gonna start at the minimum bid or the higher online bid if I already have one. Once the bidding is open, we increase the bidding by the numbers you see on the screen. Until bidding gets to $1,000, we go up at least $50 at a time in round numbers. $250, $300, $350, $400. Between $1,000 and $10,000, minimum increase in round numbers, $100. Once we're over the $10,000 plateau, we go up at least $250 at a time. The people online can only go up one increment at a time. You guys can do something called jumping the bid. If I've got a bunch of people in the room that all want something and everybody's bidding $300 and you want it really bad, you can stand up in your chair and shout out $85,000. I'll bet you win. That's called jumping the bid. Feel free to do it. Like I said, the people online can only bid up one increment at a time. We had a piece of property the other day over in Houghton Lake, opened up at the minimum bid. The only people bidding were two people online. They could only go up $250 at a time, and it sold for $350,000. That took a while. So if you want to jump the bid, you feel free to just go right ahead. This is important stuff here. There are people in this room that probably cannot legally buy today. If you try anyway, your sale is going to be canceled. The legislature, the Michigan legislature, has given us a couple of tools to keep some of the bad actors from buying this property. In the past, we've had, I guess a polite word for them is junk dealers that come to the property and they try to buy a bunch of stuff as cheap as they can, only for the purpose of trying to flip it and make a quick buck in it. In the meantime, while they own it, they don't take care of it and they don't pay the taxes. The legislature has said this: if you have delinquent taxes on any other property in these counties, you can't bid today. If you do, your sale will be canceled. If you have any property, any interest in any property, if your fingerprints are on anything in these three counties today, and it has delinquent taxes, you can't bid today, your sale will be canceled. You can't have somebody bid on your behalf. You can't have somebody else bid and write the check to pay for it. You can't have somebody else bid and have your name put on the deed. You can't have anything to do with it. If you try anyway, the sale will be canceled. That includes DBAs, partnerships, and corporations you have interest in. It includes property you co-own with somebody else, even if you're not the party that's supposed to be making the tax payments. It also includes property that you own, that you hold the deed on, that you may have sold to somebody else on a land contract. If you have any DNA touching any piece of property in any of these counties with delinquent taxes, you can't sell today, or you can't buy today. There's a criminal penalty involved for trying to do so. We have several ways to bid today. You guys have all driven down here today and stood in line and got that yellow bid card, and you're going to put it up in the air and bid. We have people that have bid in advance online. I have those bids in front of me right now. There are 109 existing bids. Oftentimes they're on the same property. I think I've got a property here that maybe has 15 or 20 bids on it. We have people that can bid live today. Right in the front of the room on that tripod, there's a camera with a microphone in it. They can see and hear this sale right now. They've given us an authorization on a credit card. They can bid against you as well. I'm going to remind the people that are watching the sale online, we've had an awful lot of online bidding this year. I want to remind them again that do not use the audio and video feed as your frame of reference for what's happening at the sale. Use the text on your screen. It's a whole lot more accurate. We also sometimes do have lags that are caused by internet connections, both on our end or yours. We cannot guarantee those bids get through. I highly advise you to place bids in advance of the sale. Live bidding is not guaranteed. We also have sometimes paper absentee bids. People that don't trust or don't use the internet couldn't be here in person. They will sometimes phone in a bid to our office and give us a deposit with it. I don't think we have any of those today. We see very few of those anymore. Your bid is a legally binding contract. We reserve the right to cancel or reject any and all bids. We do not reopen the bidding on a piece of property just because you think that we should. Decisions of the auctioneer are final. There are no tie bids. Any bid not received and acknowledged at the time the hammer comes down is deemed as not being offered. If you win today, you have to pay today. You have to pay in full today. There's no closing date. There's no time for you to go out and finance something or arrange a closing or do this or do that or do the other thing. If you win today, you pay today, you pay in full today, within about 30 minutes of the time that we sell the last piece. We've had people before that have come in and bought stuff and then told us after they bought it, they needed to drive halfway across the state to go get some money from somebody. Don't do that. If you did not come prepared to pay, you shouldn't be bidding today. If you're bidding online, you'll get an email later on tonight. It has a clickable link in it that makes it very easy to pay online. You should get that within 24 hours. If you don't see it, check your spam filter, call the office. They're very helpful. They'll give you all the information that you need to pay. The first $1,000 you give us today has to be paid in certified funds. That's a check that's drawn on a bank account, not on your account. That first $1,000 you give us today is a non-refundable deposit. Over and above the first $1,000 you give us can be paid in personal or business checks, money orders, cashier's checks, or credit cards. If any of those items are dishonored, that first $1,000 is toast. It's history. It's gone. It goes into the county treasurer Christmas party fund. If you're paying by credit card today, we take Visa, MasterCard, and Discover cards only. We keep having people come in with American Express. They won't let you buy real estate on an American Express card. They'll cancel your transaction. Your Visa, MasterCard, and Discover card is subject to a 2.75% transaction fee. They charge us. We pass that along to you. We do not accept cash anymore. We have in the past too many horror stories about people losing money, all kinds of bad things that happen. We just don't deal in cash anymore. Here's the math. If you're wondering how much exactly to the penny it's going to cost you, you're doing some ciphering in your seat on that piece that you're looking at. You know how much you got to spend, and you want to figure out exactly how high you can go. Here is how the math works. We're going to arrive at a final bid price in the room. There are 3 things added to that today. 4 if you're using a credit card. Final bid price plus 10%, that's the cost of the auction. $30 is what it costs to record your deed in the state of Michigan now, regardless of the number of pages. Also, the Michigan legislature has said that the buyer of property at this summer tax sale has to pay the summer tax bill. We're collecting that from you today. We're going to pay the city, village, or township for you. The summer tax that's due is listed at the end of each parcel's description. So what you're going to pay today is the final bid price, 10%, plus $30, plus the summer tax bill. You're not adding 10% on the recording fee or the summer tax bill. It's only on the final bid price, what the 10% is calculated on. There's also the 2.75% charge for the credit card if you're putting part of your purchase on that. So that's what you're paying today. When it's time to check out, go see the friendly clerks outside. Many people have already been to the website. They've already given us the information online about the names they want listed on the deed. If you haven't done that, if you went to the website to look around, but you didn't give us the deed information, there's a form in your book that you need to fill out. It says deed information right across the top of it. You're going to be listing on there the names of the people you want listed on the deed to the property. Use your full legal name, the way it appears on your driver's license. Do not use nicknames. If you're putting somebody's name on that form that is not here today, I would advise you to call them and make sure they don't have any property in these counties with delinquent taxes. If they do, your sale could be canceled. So fill that form out, make it legible, give it to the clerks, fill it out before you get in the line. It keeps things running smoother. If you need to leave the building, let the clerks know what your bidder number is, how long it's going to take for you to come back. If you're buying property today with other people and you're not married to them, the law requires us to list on the deed something called tenancy. What form of ownership is there going to be between the mutual owners of the property that are not married? The short version of that is what happens when one of those owners dies. If you take title with somebody else and you're not married to them and one of you dies, you have to choose one of the options on your screen. They're also listed in your book. Essentially, if somebody dies, does their ownership in that property remain with their heirs, or does it go to the remaining surviving co-owners? You have to pick one of those. The different options are in your sale book for you to take a look at. When you win something today, you check out. You're not going to be leaving today with the deed. It hasn't been created yet. It takes about 6 weeks for us to record it and get it mailed back to you. What you're going to leave with today is a receipt. It's your copy of our agreement. They're going to print out the receipt out there at the clerk station after you give them your deed information. They're going to ask you to take a look at it, initial it in a few spots, and then sign it at the bottom. Here's what you're agreeing to today when you check out. First of all, they're going to give you that receipt and ask you to verify that your name, address, and the list of properties that you bought today is accurate. Please check the spelling of your name. Check your address. Check the 4-digit numbers from the sale book to make sure it's the right property, and check the math. If it's wrong on the receipt, you're going to get an incorrect deed, and then we're going to have to do it all over. It's easier if we do it right the first time. Once you're satisfied with that, they'll ask you to initial it. You're going to be agreeing to the terms of the sale, the things that are in the sale book, the rules and regulations we pointed out earlier, the things that we're talking about now. You're going to be agreeing to those. You're going to be agreeing that you've had the opportunity to at least drive by every piece of property that you're bidding on here today. You're acknowledging that you're buying everything sold today as is, where is, at the time we sell it to you. It could be on fire right now. You're buying what's left when that hammer comes down, and you're agreeing to that. Here's an important one. We're selling some things today that have unoccupied structures on them. Please keep in mind, until this is the law as well, until that deed is in your mailbox, you open a mailbox in about 6 weeks and pull that deed out and it's in your hand. That's when you are the owner of the property. Until you have the deed in your hand, you are not yet the owner, you're just the buyer. State law gives the treasurer the right until the day that deed is delivered to you to cancel your sale and refund you what you paid today, not a penny more. Do not make any major investments in these properties until you have the deed. Sometimes even after all the notices that have been sent, sometimes right after a sale, something pops up and we discover that we shouldn't have sold it to begin with. Somebody was protected by a bankruptcy court from another state and we never heard about it until after it was sold. Somebody was protected by a guardian and we weren't aware of it. If we have to cancel a sale, the law gives us that right, and what you are refunded is what you paid today. If you've put a roof on something, you don't get that money back. You have to wait until you have the deed to be called the owner of the property. That leads us to another situation that we've seen over and over and over again in the years that we've been doing this. We've been doing this a long time. We're going to sell you something today. We should tell you that you do not have the right to occupy or even enter that building until you have the deed. I could tell you that 15 times. I could get you to agree to that out there in writing. And we know from experience that you're going to be in there by 4 o'clock this afternoon anyway, right? You paid for it, you got ants in your pants, you want to go up there and start working on it right away. Keep these things in mind. First of all, you are not the owner of that property at this time. You're not the owner until you have the deed. Any money that you spend between now and the time that that deed shows up is at your own risk. If we have to cancel your sale, you don't get it back. Also, you are liable. As part of your checkout today, you are going to indemnify. We know you're going in early. We know that you're going to do that. We're going to give you possession prior to the deed being issued for very specific purposes: inspection, security, and maintenance only. You are not authorized to begin remodeling. You're not authorized to start ripping things apart. You're allowed to enter unoccupied properties for the purposes of securing them and taking a look around and making your plans. If you want to board up a broken window or put up no trespassing signs or change the locks, help yourself. Do not make major improvements. While you're there, one of the things you're agreeing to when you check out is that you're assuming all liability for injury, loss, or damage between now and the time that you're the owner. If you fall through a hole in the floor, if you leave your tools there and somebody steals them, that's on you. You decided to take possession before you got the deed. You're assuming all of the liability and all of the risk. This is the final part of your checkout. When you leave today, they're going to be asking you to make what under the law is called a sworn statement. The clerks are notary publics. They're going to ask you to basically testify that you do not have any delinquent taxes in these 3 counties. When you tell them that you don't, you're making what is legally called a material representation. If you misrepresent your delinquent tax status to the clerk, a notary public, and they acknowledge it in writing, and you hold up your hand and take the pinky promise, the blood oath, and say, I don't have any delinquent taxes. And if we find out you do, not only is your sale going to be canceled, but the law now prescribes a criminal penalty for doing so. If you conveniently forget about your 20 rental properties that all have delinquent taxes, you've made a material misrepresentation of fact in front of the notary public. They have a word for that in Michigan, and that word is perjury. Perjury in Michigan is a felony. If you buy something today or try to, your sale's going to be canceled. You've committed perjury. Your file will be sent to the prosecuting attorney's office. If you have delinquent taxes in these counties, please just don't buy today. Here's homework. This is not something you have to fill out today. You're going to take this one with you. It's the Michigan Property Transfer Affidavit. It's one of the last forms in your book. If you buy today, I'm trying to save you some money here in a couple of ways. If you buy today, you have 45 days to file this form with the city, village, or township where the property that you buy is located. Most of you have been to real estate closings. They put so many forms in front of you, you just keep signing things you don't even know what they are. This is one of those forms. We're sending it home with you to take care of yourself. This is a form that you're sending to the assessor where that property is located, telling him that the property has been sold and it's time for them to reassess its tax value. At the top of the form, you're going to say that you bought it from the county treasurer. You're going to give them the date, the price that you paid for it, and the fact that you paid tax. You're going to identify the property by its parcel identification number, and you're going to give them your name and address so they know where to send the tax bills from now on. There's a whole bunch of check boxes on that form. None of them apply. Some of them look like they might, but they don't. We've looked at them. Don't check any of those, but fill out the top part, sign it at the bottom, and send it to the city, village, or township assessor where that property is located within 45 days. If you don't, they can assess you a fine of up to $200. Title insurance. You might be able to get it from your local title insurance agent. Some of them are willing to write title insurance on these, and some won't write it at all. Others may ask you to go get a quiet title action, or to go get deeds from the former owners, or jump through a lot of hoops. You don't necessarily have to do that. If you don't have any luck finding it from your local title insurance agent, here are a few names and numbers of other places you can get it. First American Title in Detroit has an office that specializes in tax foreclosed property. There's a phone number and an email address for them. I think the clerk should have flyers for that service. TaxTitleServices.com out of California writes an insurance policy to the insurance company guaranteeing the foreclosure process. That's Title in Grand Rapids, also known as Sun Title, S-U-N Title in Grand Rapids. They are involved in writing title insurance on these parcels. Devon Title has offices across the state. The S&P Title Agency is a new player in this market this year. They also are writing title insurance policies on tax foreclosed properties in any county in the state. They will. This is important information. Many of you earlier, probably at least half of you in this room, have never been to one of these sales. You've never bought one of these types of properties before. Here's what happens once in a while. You're out there working on something. You bought it, you're fixing it up, you got the deed, you're 6 months into this thing, and somebody shows up and claims they have an interest in that property. What do? Should you freak out? Should you run and get an attorney? It all boils down to one thing. That date on that screen is the most important thing that you should keep in your head today when you leave here. If you hear from anybody that says they have an ownership interest or a right to this property, or a lien against it, or some kind of security interest in it, your question should be when. If their date is before that date, they can get off your lawn. There's a circuit court order on file that says the treasurer owns this property as of that date. Everything before that date, with the few exceptions that we listed, things like the easements and the mineral rights, everything else is gone. If somebody shows up and says that they bought it 2 weeks before it was foreclosed from a guy, they gave him $2,000 for it, it doesn't matter. That deed has been wiped away. If they say that they did work on the property and they had a construction lien against it, if it's from before that date on your street, it's toast, it's history, it's gone. Write that down, keep it in your brain. If you hear from somebody later on that says that this property owes them something, if it's from before that date, it doesn't owe them anything at all. This is also the effective date of your purchase. When you buy a piece of property today, you are assuming liability for anything that has occurred after that date. If we are aware of things, they're included in that minimum bid. You're paying the summer tax bill today. That's going to be the biggie. You're going to be assuming an obligation for anything in the way of homeowner association fees, condo fees, any municipal charges that happen after that date. You're inheriting when you buy it today, even though it's August. That's the effective date of your purchase. Everything before that date is wiped out. Anything after that date that is not already part of the minimum bid is your responsibility. If you're buying something today and it's on municipal utility service, I had somebody this morning that brought it up, that he wrote this down. He came to another sale and wrote it down, and he went to the city water department to get water turned on, and they wanted him to pay the guy's last bill. The guy's last bill is not your bill. If you go to get the water turned on, if it's got municipal sewer and they want you to pay somebody else's old bill, it's treated like everything else. It's gone from before that date. You're liable for things after that date, but not before. There's a Michigan Attorney General opinion that you should write down if you're buying something and it's got a water meter in it today. Michigan Attorney General opinion 7258 says two things. First of all, it says that any old water and sewer liens are treated like every other lien, and they're gone as of April the 3rd. It also says that they cannot refuse to turn the water on because you won't pay somebody else's old bill. Their avenue of collection is against the person that used the water. It is not a lien against the property. It is not your obligation to pay it. Michigan Attorney General opinion 7258. You can write that down. You can Google it on your phone right now, look it up, and that's what that says. You can print it out, take it down to the water department, and lay it down there, and that's the law. Yes, ma'am. It's really going to be the obligation of the person. If it's occupied, the person in there is going to be the responsible party. When you go to get it turned on, it's a change. You're not responsible for an old bill. Possession, we talked about it already. If you buy something today, we know that you're going to take possession of vacant properties as of today. We're going to give you that possession for purposes of inspection, security, and maintenance. But what if you buy something and it's got somebody in it? You're going to run into several categories of potential occupants. We are selling occupied property. I think I've got some people here today that are occupants that perhaps have come hoping to buy something back. If you have a property that you're buying today and it's occupied, if you already know who's there, maybe you're a friend of theirs and you're here to help them try to get it back, you've already got that situation under control. But if you're buying something today and you know that it's occupied and you're not sure by whom, please be careful. We've not had any trouble in all the years we've been doing this with anybody having a serious confrontation, but it could happen. Many of these properties may be occupied by renters. They may be occupied by friends or relatives of the former owner. They know this property is being sold for the most part. They're expecting somebody to make contact. Others are owned by, or occupied, I should say, by the former owner. They just did not have the wherewithal to pay, and they know also that it's going to be sold today. Once in a while, we get properties that are owned, and I think we've got one or two of them today. We've got properties that are occupied by people that are not at all happy about this sale taking place. In many instances, they do not recognize the right of the government to tax their property, and they may meet your approach with volatility, anger, resistance, or maybe even place you in danger. If you're buying something today and you're not sure who's in it, please do not just march up to the door and start barking at people. It may not be safe. My advice to you for many years of doing this is go find a neighbor. Somebody in that neighborhood is going to know who's in that property, if it's a renter, if it's an occupant, if they're safe to approach. If they may not be safe to approach, they may know another way to get in touch with them other than just walking up to the door. They should be able to give you a name or maybe a phone number or an intermediary that you can go through. Please be careful when approaching an occupied property that you buy today. Every neighborhood has somebody in it who makes it their business to know the business of everybody else around them, right? And if you think your neighborhood doesn't have somebody just like that, I'll bet it's you. What I'm selling you today is a piece of land. You're buying a legal description that's in the book that's in your hands. You're buying a piece of land, buildings, driveways, septic tanks, the furnace, the water heater. You are not buying today anything that's ever had wheels under it, anything that's ever had a title to it, anything that can be rolled off, pushed away, hauled away, removed without the use of tools. You are not buying appliances, automobiles, boats. We're selling a property today in Wexford County that last I knew had a really nice bass boat sitting in the barn. That is not part of the sale today. Anything that's on or in these properties that is not physically attached is called personal property. We don't own it. We can't sell it to you. We can't even give it to you. We have no title to it ourselves. So if you find anything there, inventory, furniture, important papers, you need to make an effort to find the last occupant or owner of that property, give them an opportunity to come and get their stuff. There's no rule about how you do it, about how long you have to give them. It's all situational. You want to seem like the reasonable person in this. If somebody comes back later on and says, there was a bass boat in that barn, and they bought that property and they kept my boat and I want $18,000 for it, if you can't show that you made some kind of an effort to get in touch with them and give it back, I'll bet the judge makes you pay them for that boat. So, give them an opportunity. It's situational as to how long you give them. If you simply can't find somebody and you find something that's got some real value, take it down to the self-storage unit, put it in there, pay the first month's rent, put it in their name and let them deal with it. Keep yourself out of hot water on the contents of property. That being said, here's another situation we run into. This happens all the time. We do not warrant the title to mobile, modular, and manufactured housing units. That includes a modular home on a concrete block foundation. Most of the time they're going to be left there. Most of the time they were owned by the person that owned the real estate, and they've already given up on the whole thing and walked away. Once in a while, something that's on a piece of property is owned, or there's a security interest held by somebody that had nothing to do with the title to the land. They got no notice at all, and there's not a court in the world that won't let them come and take their stuff. A modular home on a concrete block foundation is no different than a boat in the garage in the eyes of the law if the notice was not properly given. If it's a mobile, modular, or manufactured housing unit, and somebody claims that they have an interest in it and that they're going to come and get it, make them show you an order from the court that gives them that right. You don't just have to let somebody come and take it because they said that it's theirs. Make them prove it, but please keep in mind, we do not warrant the title to any kind of a housing unit that's ever had wheels under it or anything that's ever had a title to it. We're almost ready to get selling. When we sell today, it's just like riding a teeter-totter. We're going to open up with either that minimum bid in the book or a higher bid if I already have one online. Once the bidding is open, I'm going to come into the room and I'm going to find two people that want to bid, just like riding that teeter-totter, back and forth between two people. When somebody gets real slow or gets off the teeter-totter, tells me they're all done, I'm going to go find somebody else. When I'm down to one rider in the room on the teeter-totter, then we're going to go back to the online bidders. If we've got one, carry over here bids for the people online, that he's going to ride the teeter-totter about half the time today. Once in a while, we're going to have both of our bidders online. They may be live bidders watching that camera. But that's how it works. Two bidders at a time, now all over the room. A couple of tips for you if you're brand new at this. First of all, when you're done bidding today, do not leave that card on your chair. You might be buying a whole bunch of stuff after you leave you didn't even know about it. Turn it back in where you got it. Treat it like a credit card. Take care of it. If you've got a cell phone today, and just about everybody does, please take a moment right now, put it on silent or vibrate. If you've got somebody with you that doesn't hear well, you have to shout at them. Gentlemen, if you are going to exceed the authorization your wife has given you in bidding today, and she wants to have a conversation with you about it, please take it outside into the hall. We need to be able to hear what we're doing in here today. We can't hear that if we got phones ringing and a whole bunch of different side conversations going on. If you make a mistake, people get all caught up in the auction fever and they start bidding and they go crazy and they win something and then they discover that the piece they wanted to buy was the next piece in the book. Let me know right then. I can still sell that property while the other bidders in the room. Don't wait for the sale to be over to be asked to be let out of a piece of property. Let us know instantly. Please be considerate of us. We will be considerate of you. And finally, when we say that it's sold, it is. I am not an auctioneer. We used to use auctioneers. People, especially the older people, would come up and say, I didn't understand a single word that man said. I do not do the yabba dabba doo. I'm going to be pointing at the high bidder. I'm going to say going once, going twice, sold. If you have an interest in a piece of property, you should have already bid by the time I say going once. If you're waiting till the last second to bid for the first time because you think you're going to save some money, it works. You won't be buying anything today. When I say sold, it is. When I say going once, if you're interested, you should have that card in the air. Don't be tugging on your ear. Don't be winking at me from the back row. I don't know if you're trying to bid, if you've got a twitch, or whether you want to go on a date. Use the card. Get it in the air. Make it obvious what you're doing. Once we say it's sold, it is. Anybody have any other questions? It'll be real obvious how this all works after we've sold a couple. Okay, yes. You don't. If I held a land contract on something and I didn't know if the people buying it were current on their taxes, I'd be out in the lobby before my piece came up for sale, call the county treasurer's office and ask them. We have people all the time out in the lobby right about now on the phone paying their taxes. Happens all the great collection tool. Anybody else got a question before we get going? Okay. I've got 3 pieces out of everything in these books that are the most popular. I've got one in each county, just kind of coincidentally. We're going to sell these 3 first. They are in Kalkaska, 6907. That's the acreage piece on an M72 trailer. In Missaukee, it's number 4600, which is the house in Morristown with the indoor pool with no water in it. That's going to take a lot of water. In Wexford, the last one in the book has a lot of interest. That's the house in Manton. We're going to sell those 3 the first because those are the ones that have the most interest. That's going to get a whole bunch of you on down the road. So we're going to sell those 3 first and come back to the beginning of the book, sell them in the order that they're listed, and we're going to skip the ones nobody wants. So let's start with Kalkaska, number 6907. Number 6907 is M72 East. This is a mobile home that's in pretty solid condition. We do want to make sure that you know that the last owner of this property died there. Some people, that gives them the heebie-jeebies, but most people aren't that concerned about it. It's well taken care of. There are some personal property items here. There's some furnishings. I kind of get the impression, based on what's left, that there probably has been somebody there that took what they wanted. But I can't guarantee that. There's still furniture here. You're going to want to be in touch with somebody. You could probably call the treasurer's office. They can let you know what kind of contact information they have. Let them come. At least give them the option of telling you we're all done. We've already taken what we want. But you're going to want to make sure that they get the opportunity. This is about 11 3/4 acres. No, 11 1/4 acres. On M72, it's got a ton of frontage on the highway. Much of it is marshland. This is on the east side of the property. It shares a driveway off a private road there. My minimum bid, you can see in your book, is $4,500. I've got 5 bidders online before the sale even opened. I've got 8 bidders for this property, at least here in the room. It says $4,500 in the book. I'm already at $10,250 online. Who wants to give me 10.5? Who will give me $10,500 for that property? How many of you? Just a couple. I see 3. Do I see 4 or 5 or 6? I see a few. If you'll give me 10.5 for that property, put your card in the air right now and just keep it up there. I'm going to start rattling off numbers. When you hear a number you don't like, you take your sign down. It saves us a lot of time. Who will give me 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, 15,000, 16,000? I'm going to start with you at 16,000. Who wants to give me 16,250? Anybody in the room at 16,250? I got 16,250. 16.5. You want to give me 17,000? 16,750 is as low as I can go. 16,750. 16,750. Now 17,000. 17.25. Anybody else in the room at 17,250? I've got 17,000 over here. 17,250 online.
Yep.
There they are. Now 17.5. Now 17,750.
Yep.
At 18,000. 18.25.
Yep.
You want to jump it to 19? 19.25. They can only go up 250 at a time online.
Yep.
19.25. How about 20,000? 19.5. That's as low as I can go. That's baby steps. 19.5. 19.5. He said one time. Now 19,750.
Yep.
Now 20,000. Are you sure? You know you want it. I'm beyond it, he says. I got 19,750 online. Anybody in the room want to give me $20,000? Nice round number. I've got 19,750 online. Going once.
Yep.
Ooh. We've got 2 live bidders watching that camera right there. This can be like watching paint dry. It's at $20,750. 2 online bidders. We're going to just let them run with it for just a second. Hopefully, well, maybe we hope it goes to 350,000, but I can't tell. If it gets to 100,000, I'm springing to pizza. When that one sold for 350 the other day, we sent everybody outside to smoke and make phone calls. It was probably break time. It was about half an hour. It's at 25,000 and shows no sign of slowing down. Until I said that. I'm at 25.25. Anybody in the room want to give me 25.5? I've got 25,250 online. Going once. Going twice. Sold that one online for 25,250. As soon as we sell something, you can immediately go check out. You don't need to wait until we're done. My backup bidder is also online. What's the backup bidder, they say? Sometimes we have a winning bidder that cannot or will not pay. If that happens, we'll contact the backup bidder and offer them the property for 1 bid increment below the final sale price. We just sold that online for $25,250. Our backup bidder was also online. If our winning bidder cannot or will not pay, we'll contact the backup bidder at our discretion and offer them the property for $25,000, one bid increment below the final sale price. Save your breath if you want to try to negotiate something. It's yes or no at one bid increment below the final sale price. Now, we're going to go down to Missaukee, number 4600. This property was occupied until just maybe 2 weeks ago. Oh, I got the wrong one in my head. This is a 20-acre parcel. Does not front on any public road. There's a cottage in front of this that does front on the road that was co-owned with this parcel. Somebody goofed up, they paid the taxes on one, but not on the other one. This property does not front on a public road. I spent a good amount of time driving all the way around it, trying to find a 2-track in, and I didn't. I don't know that there is one. I'm just saying I couldn't find one if there is. I have 11 bids online for this piece in advance of the sale. And you might not like them. My minimum bid in that book for that 20 acres is $1,600. I'm already at $8,100 online. They're willing to go higher. Anybody in this room want to give me $8,200 all over the place? Let's do that card thing again. 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13, 14,000, 15, 16,000. I'm going to start with the lady right there at $16,000. Anybody want to give me $16,250? Anybody in the room at $16,250? I've got it online. I've got $16,250 online, or do I? No, I don't.
Yep.
Now I do. Live bidder, $16,250 online. That's 16.5. 16,750. 16,750. 16,500 in the room right there. Going once.
Yep.
16,750. 17,000. Now 17.25. Family conference time. 17.25. 17.5. 17,750. 18,000. 18.25. 18.5. 18,750. 19,000. 19.25. They're having a conference. I've got 19,000 with you. What about online? 19,000 over there. 19,000 going once. 19,000 going twice. You bought it. 19,000. What's your bidder number? 19,122. My backup bidder here in the room. What's her number? 219. And in Wexford, we're going to go to the last one in the book, 6717. House in Manton. Kind of a strange floor plan. The front room in that house you would think would be the living room. That's where the bedrooms are. They kind of flip-flopped the whole floor plan and put the living room in the back. There's a teeny tiny room up on the second floor, storage or kids' bedroom. Pretty decent general overall repair. Mid-century construction. I'm at $7,600 with an online bidder already. How many people in the room would give me $8,000 for that house right there? Let's play that card game again. 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,000, 21, 22, 23. I'm going to start with that gentleman right there, 23,000. Who wants to give me 23.25 for it? Anybody else still in the game? 23.25, 23.5. How about 24.5, 25.5, 26? Come on, money bags. I know you got it.
I saw this house in person. I'm not paying
25,750. I've got 25.5 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 25,750? Well, what about online?
Yep.
There it is, 26.25. 26.25.
Yep.
26.5. 26,750. 26.5.
Yep.
750, 27,000, 27.25.
Yep.
27.5. 27,750.
Yep.
28,000, 28.25.
Yep.
28.5. 28,750.
Yep.
29,000, 29.25.
Yep.
You wanna give me 30? 30.25.
Yep.
How about 31? 30.5. We'll do it the slow, painful way. I've got 30.5, now 30,750.
Yep.
Now 31. He's thinking. 31,000, I've got 30,750 online. Anybody in the room at 31,000? 31.25.
Yep.
31.5. I've got 31,250 online. Anybody in the room at 31.5? 31.25 going once. Twice. Sold it online for 31,250. My backup bidder back there, what's your number? Backup bidder is number 279. Just emptied out some chairs. Now let's go back to the beginning of the book. Start right out at number 6,900 in Kalkaska. Bear Lake is the neighborhood. Out 72 west headed toward Grayling. This one's tucked off on one of the side streets, about maybe a quarter mile off M72. I did not see a well, a septic, a breaker box, or even a meter base on this house. Don't know. 6,900. I need $6,000 for it. Somebody out there circled it out there in the hallway and said they bid on it today. Who wants to give me $6,000 for it? Anybody here in the room for this one today? Somebody said they wanted to bid on it. Going once. Going twice. I guess they were lying. If I find out, I'm going to call your mom. We're going to generally skip the ones nobody wants. Number 6901. I know we're going to sell this one because I've got an online bid and 4 bidders in the room here for this one. Butler Road. There are 2 mobile homes here. One of them was occupied until the spring. It's decent condition. It can be put back together. The other one would be a great place for your mother-in-law. She won't stay long if you put her in there. I've got 5,200 guests, or you've got teenage kids that know everything, stick them in there, teach them a lesson. I got $5,200 online already. Who wants to give me 53? Where's my bidder? 5,300 in the room. 4 of you came here today to bid on this one. I've got $5,200 online. Going once. Yep. There they are. I got 53 online. 54, 54 back there. Anybody want to give me $5,500? Anybody in the room at 55? I've got 54 in the room. 55? Yep. 55. Now 5,600. 57. Yep. 58. 59. Yep. Now 6,000. 6,100. Yep. 62. He says, no way. Are you the neighbor? Okay, I talked to a neighbor out there. You never reminded me of it. I got $6,100 online. Anybody in the room at 6,200? 61 going once. Yep. 62 with another online bidder. These are both live. Nope, one of these is an advanced bid. The other one is a live bidder watching us on that camera. I have a feeling I know how high this will go. It's at 7,000 and still going. 2 bidders, one live, one advance. $7,500 is where we're at right now. Anybody in the room want to give me 76? Yes. Ooh, they're not done quite yet. I'm at $7,600. Anybody want to give me 77? 76 going once, twice. $7,600 online. The backup bidder is also online. $69.02. Do I have a bidder here for this? It's circled in my book. By golly, he's right there and he wants to buy his road. We're going to be selling it. This is a private road that I suspect is subject to easement. $69.02. It's known as North Strider Road and he wants it. I've got $1,200 in the room. Anybody at 13? $1,200 going once, going twice. You can name it after yourself now if you want to. Bidder number 135. That's the minimum bid. We're glad you bought that. Number 6903, I've got a couple of bids online for this one. 2.5 acres. It's skinny and long. Covert Road is the neighborhood. I've got $1,500 already bid online. Who wants to give me $1,600? Anybody in the room? I've got 15, I got 16 back there. 17 online.
Yep.
18. 1,800. 19.
Yep.
Now 2,000. 21.
Yep.
22. 23.
Yep.
24. 25.
Yep.
26. 27.
Yep.
28. 29.
Yep.
$3,000. Now 31.
Yep.
32. 33.
Yep.
34. 35.
Yep.
36. He's not talking to me anymore. I got $3,500 online. 36. It's only money. 36. 37.
Yep.
38. He says, no way, Jose. I've got $3,700 online. Anybody in the room want to give me 3,800? 37 going once. Twice. Sold it online, $3,700. My backup bidder for when his wife finds out what he just did with the vacation money. What's the backup bidder number? 1114. You haven't bought one yet? You obviously have not read Rule 42, which is that you can't leave the room with money. It's in the book. Oh, you know, you're safe in that regard because I would never tell you to outbid what she allows you to spend. That's dangerous living. 6904, this one's pretty popular. According to the guys out in the hallway, I only got a couple people in the room here to bid on this, but I've got 13 bids online. Just a little bit under 5 acres. Nice maple trees on this one. Tower Road is where this is located. Nice property. Minimum bid in the book, $1,700. My online bidders already have me at $5,100. Who wants to give me 52? Anybody in the room at 5,200? 5 acres, 52 right there. Anybody else in the room at 53? I've got $5,200 in the room, 53 online. Yep. 54, 55, yep. 56, 57, yep. 58, 59, yep. $6,000, 6,100, yep. 62, now 63. 63 is a live bidder. 64. Now 65. Yep. 66. 67. $6,600 in the room. Yep. 67 online. 68. 6,800. You know, if you keep bidding, you will win. I guarantee it. I've got $6,700 online. Anybody in the room at 68? 68. Now 69. Yep. Now 7,000. I've got $6,900 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 7,000? 69 going once. Twice. Sold it online, $6,900. What's my backup bidder number? 352. On the next page, 6905. Also on Covert Road. A little distance from the one we sold a few minutes ago. This one's just under 5 acres in size. Took me a minute to find it. There is a driveway that kind of creeps back into this. It's pretty well overgrown. Nobody's used this in some time. The guy next door said he thought maybe it had been 20 years since anybody had lived here or used it regular or even really taken care of it. $4,000 is my minimum bid. I've already got it online. Anybody in the room want to give me 4,100? 41. Anybody in the room want to give me 42? I know the neighbor said he was going to come and buy it. I hear that all the time. I've got 41 right there. 42 online. 43, 44,
Yep.
45, 46,
Yep.
47, 48,
Yep.
49, now 5,000.
Yep.
5,100, now 52,
Yep.
53, 54,
Yep.
55, 56,
Yep.
57, 58,
Yep.
59, $6,000,
Yep.
6,100, now 62,
Yep.
63, 64,
Yep.
65, 66,
Yep.
67, 68,
Yep.
69. Ooh, he says he's all done. I've got $6,800 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 6,900? 68 going once. 68 going, see, I knew you'd come back. 69 in the room. What about 7,000? They're all done online. I'm at $6,900 right over here. Anybody in the room at 7,000? Anybody online live at 7,000? 69 going once. Twice. You bought it. 215, $6,900, and he's happy about it. Was it 219? Is that what it was? 215. I want to make sure we get that right. My backup bidder is online. Is anybody in the room here today to bid on 6906? This is the old schoolhouse. I'm surprised I had no bids online and nobody in the room. Anybody here for that one today? $9,000. I've got it there. You just kind of picked it up. Didn't think you'd get it for that, did you? I got 9,000. Anybody in the room at 9,100? Every once in a while we get something that's just like, why is nobody bidding on that? I've got 9,000 going once. Twice.
Yep.
There they are online. 92. 92, 93.
Yep.
94. 95.
Yep.
96. 97. 96 going once.
Yep.
97, 98, 99.
Yep.
$10,000. 10 and a quarter, new bid increment. 10 in the room.
Yep.
10 and a quarter, 10 and a half. All done? I've got 10 and a quarter online. Anybody in the room want to give me 10.5? 10 and a quarter going once. Twice. Sold that one online for 10 and a quarter. My backup bidder, what's your number over there? Backup bidder. 270. We already sold 6907. Number 6908 has an online bid. Open it up. This is out Signal Way. It's on the corner. It's right at ground level. Slab on grade. The water out the backyard is about the same height that the floor is. $2,500 I've already got bid online. Anybody in the room want to give me 26? Anybody here at 2,600? I've got $2,500 with an online bidder going once.
Yep.
Now we've got a live bidder and an advanced bid. We'll see how this plays out. They're going to run. They're already at $3,000 and it's going north of that. $3,300 is where it's at right now. Anybody in the room want to give me $3,400?
Yep.
They're not done quite yet. Maybe they are now. $3,500. $3,600. 3 online bidders. Anybody in the room at 37? $3,600 going once.
Yep.
They're not quite done. We'll be in Muskegon tomorrow, Sault Ste. Marie the day after that, and then Watersmeet and Escanaba next week as well. You can come and buy that great place in Mass City I showed you earlier. I got $3,700 online. Anybody in the room want to give me 38? 37 going once, twice. $3,700 online. My backup bidder is also online. Number 6909, do I have a bidder for the one on Ward Street in Sigma? It's circled in my book. By golly, I do. Let's open that up. Where I've only got one bidder in the room, I always ask before I open them because sometimes they change their mind. Here it is. We're going to call this one rustic. It's an older mobile home with an addition. It's got a couple of leaks on it. Today it's wet in the kitchen there. But it's basically solid. It's old, it's a little grubby, but it's all there. I've got $2,500 bid right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 26? $2,500 going once.
Yep.
Online I got 26, 27, 27. Anybody in the room at 28, 28, 29, 3,000. Now 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and now $4,000. 41, 42. He says, no way. 41 with you. What about online at 42? $4,100 going once. Twice. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, $5,000. 5,100, now 52. Didn't you hear that they just discovered gold in Sigma? I've got $5,100 right here going once. $5,100 going twice. 5,100, what's your bid number? 5,100, 206. And she's happy about it. My backup bidder is 338. Our last couple of pieces in Kalkaska County, number 6910. This one had a ton of viewers online. We'll see how that translates. Number 6910. This is a site condominium. It's not a subdivision lot. You're in a subdivision that's a condominium. You're using the land, and you have to follow the master deed requirements for what you put on it. You can't go pulling your double wide in there. Number 6910, I've got a $1,500 bid online. We had thousands of views on this. Who wants to give me $1,600 for it in the room? That's how that works sometimes. $1,500 online. Anybody at $1,600. You're going to be subject to the master deed and the association fees. Going once.
Yep.
Now we've got a live bidder. Online bidder and the live bidder. How far are they going to go? It's in the Blue Heron Resort Condominium. It is a waterfront parcel. $2,100. I see 3 bidders online. We'll let them run with it here for just a second. $2,500 is where it's at. Anybody that want to give me 26?
Yep.
They're not done yet. Oops. Anybody at 2,700? I've got 26 online. Going once. Twice.
27.
27 right in the front row over here, he's gonna wait for his turn. How about 28?
Yep.
29. Now 3,000. 2,900 in the front row. Going once.
Yep.
3,000 online, 3,100. It's only money. I've got $3,000 with an online bidder. Going once, 31 in the room, now 32. 31 in the room, going once.
Yep.
32 online, 3,300. He says no. 32 online, going once. Twice. $3,200 online. My backup bidder is 242. Anybody in the room here today for number 6911? You can't get to it unless you got a helicopter. It does not front on an improved road. Landlocked is a misleading term. Sometimes they have legal access, it's just not visible. I'm not aware, there's no visible access to this property, it's not on a public road. Couldn't tell you. There's a 2-track in the area, but we're not sure if it's deeded easement. Does the treasurer know if this has legal access? We don't think so. Anybody here for that one? Okay, we're gonna go on by it. To Missaukee County. We already sold number 4,600. I've got 5 bids for number 4,601. Merritt Road is where we're at. We've got 2 adjacent parcels. One has a house on it. We're selling the vacant lot next door because you might want to own your septic tank. We've seen that play out before, where somebody doesn't want to buy the other vacant lot, and they call back a month later, and they're all miserable because the lot and the septic and the well are all on the other property. So we don't even want to take that chance. We just sell them together. I'm already at $5,200 online. I've got 5 online bids on this one in advance of the sale. 4 bedrooms, bath and a half, newer furnace, decent condition, could be put back together, and you're not far from the Speedway. Who wants to give me $5,300? I've got it right there. Gonna give you 55? What about 6,000? How about 6,500? 7,000? 7,500? 8,000? 8,500? 9,000? 9,500? 10,000? Gonna give you 11? 10 and a half. 11 and a half. 11, 7, 11 and a quarter. I've got 11,000 right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 11,250? I've got 11,000 in the room. I bet I got 11,250 online. Do I? I've got 11,000 with you. Going once. Twice. You bought it. 11,307. My backup bidder. Number 163. Number 4604. Do I have a bidder here in the room for this one? It's circled in my book. By golly, let's sell it to him or somebody. So we're on Newman Road, 50 by 100 foot. It's a cabin with skylights, air conditioning, open room concept. 4604, $800. I've got it right there. You gonna put a roof on that? Maybe. 8.5, 9, 9.5, $1,000. 1,000, he's thinking. 1,000, 1,100. He's thinking. I got 1,000, 11, 1,200. He says no. I've got 11 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me $1,200? I've got 11 right there going once. Yep. 12 online, 1,300. I've got $1,200 with an online bidder. Anybody want to give me $1,300 for that little beauty right there? Somebody must be going through a divorce and need something for the property settlement. I guess not. I got $1,200 online going once. Yep. 13 with an option. There's your both live bidders online. Anybody in the room at 14? 13 going once. Yep. 14. We'll let them arm wrestle here for just a minute. 2 online bidders. I need $1,500. 14 going once, twice. Sold it for $1,400 online. Backup bidder is also online. Now, number 4606. This is the house out in Moorestown. This was occupied until about 2 weeks ago. Got to go through it very recently. Large, solid, well-constructed house. It's kind of grubby. You're gonna have some cleaning to do, but you're not, I don't think, gonna have a lot to do in the way of repairs. The whole great big addition out on the back end, you can go ahead and open it up, 4606. The addition on the back end of the house needs a roof. It's a very large enclosed pool. It's got sliders all the way around. They probably need to be upgraded as well. Steel roof on the front part. The roof on the back is pretty well shot. It's not leaking yet, but it's gonna. Very large, very deep pool with a diving board. There's a flagstone, fieldstone fireplace in the pool room, plus a third fireplace that you can use as a barbecue grill. Big outbuilding, plus a large 2-car garage. Big, big, big house. Lots of room to roam here. 11.5 is my minimum bid. I'm at 13,750 already online. I've got 3 online bidders at a minimum. How many people in this room will give me $14,000 for that house? If you will, put your card up in the air. Let's see how many I got. Just one. I know I'm gonna get some other ones showing up. 14,000 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 14 and a quarter? I know you're in here. 14 and a quarter, 14 and a half. How about 15 and a half, 16 and a half, 17 and a half, 18 and a half, 19. You put a start down. I've got $18,000 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 18,250? I've got it online. 18,250. You want to give me 19? 19,250. How about 20? 20,250.
Yep.
What about 21 and a quarter?
Yep.
22 and a quarter.
Yep.
22.5. 22,750.
Yep.
23 and a quarter.
Yep.
23 and a half. 23,750.
Yep.
24 and a quarter.
Yep.
24 and a half. 24,750.
Yep.
25,000. 25 and a quarter.
Yep.
25 and a half. 25,750. It's gone quiet online. Let's be a live bidder.
Yep.
25,750 live bidder. 26 and a quarter.
Yep.
You gonna give me 27? 27 and a quarter.
Yep.
What about 28 and a quarter?
Yep.
What about 29,000? 29,250.
Yep.
How about 30,000? 30 and a quarter.
Yep.
31 and a quarter.
Yep.
32 and a quarter.
Yep.
33 and a quarter.
Yep.
34 and a quarter.
Yep.
35 and a quarter.
Yep.
36 and a quarter.
Yep.
37 and a quarter.
Yep.
38 and a quarter. 38,000 in the room.
Yep.
38 and a quarter. You gonna give me 40,000? 40,000. 40 and a quarter. 40,000 in the room. Going once. Going twice. That bought it. 40,000. What's the bidder number? 40,000 number 310. My backup bidder is online. Wexford County. First one on that page. Do I have a bidder in the room for that one? It's not circled, but sometimes people change their mind. Anyway, we've sold this one before. It's a treat. Not seeing any, we'll go right on by it. Number 6701. I got an online bid to open this one up. It's in Cadillac. Occupied at the time that we went by. I'm not sure if it is now or not. I've got a $3,600 bid online. Anybody in the room want to give me $3,700? I've got 37 there. Anybody in the room at 3,800?
Yep.
38. You gotta give me 4,000. What about 4,500? 5,000. 5,500. 6,000. 6,500. 7,000. 7,500. 8,000. 8,500. 9,000. 95. 10. You wanna give me 11? I know you got it. Don't make me more than shake it out of you again. It's always trouble getting money out of you.
I know, you're good though.
Yeah, I'm trying. 10 and a quarter. I got 10,000 right there. I got more than that online. Anybody in the room want to give me 10 and a quarter? I've got 10 and a quarter online.
Yep.
10 and a half. 10, 750.
Yep.
11,000. 11 and a quarter. I've got 11,000 right there. Anybody in the room at 11,250? 11, ooh, new bidder. 11 and a quarter, 11 and a half. How about 12? 12 and a half. 13 and a half. 13 and a half. 13 and a quarter. 13 and a half. 13,750. 14,000. 14 and a quarter. 14 and a half. 14,750. 14,750. 15,000. 15 and a quarter. 15 and a half. 15,750. She says, nope. I've got you on at 15,500. Anybody in the room at 15,750? 15,750. 16 and a quarter. 16 and a half. 16,750. 17,000. 17 and a quarter. 17 and a half. 17,750. 18,000. 18 and a quarter. 18 and a half. 18,750. 19,000. 19 and a quarter. Borrow some from him, he's loaded. In more ways than one, usually. I got 19 with you. Anybody in the room at 19 and a quarter? 19,000 going once. Twice. You bought it, 19,000. What's the bidder number? 19,000, 1123. Because you've got that blue bid card means you might have got your late. You don't have any delinquent taxes in these counties, correct? Because I can't sell to you if you do. My backup bidder is 270. $6702 Division Street. It says erroneously in there that it's on the north side of the street. It's actually on the south side. It's a little marshy to the east of here. I don't know if there's public sewer there or not. I've got $2,700 already bid online. Anybody in the room want to give me 28? Anybody at 28? 2,800. 29.
Yep.
Now 3,000. 3,100. 3,000 in the room. Going once.
Yep.
31 online with a live bidder, now 32 and 3,300. 32, 33, now $3,400. 3,500.
Yep.
36, 3,700. 36 in the room.
Yep.
37 online, $3,800. 39.
Yep.
4,000. 4,100. 4,000 in the room. Going once.
Yep.
41 online, 42. 43. 42 going once. Twice.
Yep.
43 online, 4,400. You got them on the ropes now, 45 to the online bidder. 44 in the room.
Yep.
45 online, 4,600. 47. 46, 47, 4,800. 49.
Yep.
$5,000. 5,000 now, 5,100.
Yep.
52. 53. 52 in the room. Going once. Twice. $5,200. What's the bidder? $5,200, 184. Backup bidder is online. Number 6703, I've got a bid online for this one. This is a vacant parcel. This is subject to association fees and deed restrictions. It's in the Lakewood East on the Green Country and Golf Club. I've got $1,500 bid online. Anybody in the room want to give me $1,600? I've got 16 there. Anybody in the room at 17? 17 online.
Yep.
1,800, now 19. $1,800 in the room going once, twice. Now I get two more cards. 19, 2,000. Gonna give you 25. 25. What about $3,000? 3,500. 4,000. 36. 36. 37. 37. There was another card a minute ago. I got $3,600 right where I started right there. Anybody 3,700? 36 going once. Twice. You bought that one, 3,600, 185. Backup bidder. What's his number over there? Backup bidder. Don't look at him, look at me. 105. Number 6704. 6 acres more or less. Does not front on a public road. There is a private road. It's kind of more like a driveway that comes in, and you veer off that, and it goes through all kinds of little camps. There's all through the woods back there. There's all kinds of stuff, man stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Old car parts, and mobile homes, and cast-offs, and you name it, it's out there. I don't know how much of that's on this property, but some of it could be. You might be buying a cleanup project, or it might just be nice trees. 6704. I've got 11 bids for this piece online. I'm already at $3,200 with an online bidder. Who wants to give me $3,500 for that piece right there? You give me $3,500, put your card up in the air. Just one? Okay. 35. Gonna give you 4,000 for it? 36. 36, 37, 38, 39, 4,000. I've got 39 with you. I've got $4,000 online. Gonna give you 45, 46.
Yep.
How about 5,000? 51.
Yep.
50, 55, 56. I can only go $100 online.
Yep.
6,000, 61.
Yep.
65, 62. I've got $6,100 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me $6,200 for 6 acres? 6,100 going once.
Yep.
Live bidder and an advanced bid. This might take just a second. We'll see. We'll let them go $100 at a time until they're all done. $7,000 is where it is at. Looks like I've got 3 online bidders. $7,300, and they're not quite done. 2 active online bidders. Now it's at 8,000. $8,500. $9,000. $9,300. Anybody that want to give me 94? 93 going once. You got your card ready. Okay. Going twice. Sold that one online, $9,300. Backup bidder is also online. Number 6705 is on S40, South 41 Road, a little bit over 5 acres. This one is also accessed off a road by a shared private road that resembles a driveway. You go up the driveway and then veer off to the right and it's there. I think I remember seeing maybe a camper or a boat or some trailers or something, personal property on this one, not included. We don't have title to it. I'm at $3,100 already with an online bid, about 5 2/3 acres. Who wants to give me, oh, he's already got his card up. I'm gonna get some of your money today, I just know it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, 3,200 right there. Anybody want to give me 35? You can't let me buy it that cheap. 35, 4,000? How about 45? What about 5,000? 55. Come on, money bags, 51. 51? I got 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. I've got $5,400 with you. Anybody in the room at 5,500? What about online?
Yep.
55, 56, 57,
Yep.
58, 59,
Yep.
$6,000, 6,100. 61, now 62, 63, 62 going once.
Yep.
63, 6,400. 64, now 65.
Yep.
6,600. 66. Now, I know you won't believe me, but I got a call about this piece of property. One of the neighbors called me and said that they saw a 412-point buck standing right out in the middle of that road. If that doesn't make that worth $6,600, I don't know what does. I've got $6,500 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 66? Now, see, they're all after that venison. 66, 67, 68, 68, 69, 7,000, 71, 72, 73, 74, 7,500, 74 right down front. Anybody in the room want to give me 75, 7,500, 7,500, 74 down front, going once, twice. You bought it, $7,400, 209. I was just kidding about the buck, by the way. My backup bidder is 1123. That buck has made appearances in just about every county in the state, by the way. 6706 is on US 31 North Manton Way. This one, when I was by it, was occupied. It's basically a concrete block foundation basement kind of structure with the one front that's exposed. I've got a $1,400 bid online. Last I knew this was occupied. Who wants to give me $1,500? I've got 15 back there. Anybody in the room want to give me 2,000? Anybody want to give me 16? I've got 16 online.
Yep.
17, 18, 19, 2,000. Gonna give me 25. $5,000, he says. 51. Anybody in the room at 5,100? What about online?
Yep.
51. Gonna give you 55. 55. How about 56?
Yep.
How about 6,000? 6,000, how about 61 for the online bidder?
Yep.
65, 62, 63,
Yep.
64, 65, 64 going once,
Yep.
65 online, 66 now, 6,700,
Yep.
60, 68, 69,
Yep.
$7,000, 8,000 in the room, now 81.
Yep.
How about 85?
9.
9,000, 91. 9,000 going once. 9,000 going twice. $9,000, 279. Backup bidder is online. $6,707. This is quite a place. 2.5 acres. There's an older mobile home on the front that by itself is no big deal. This is built like a bunker. Poured concrete block walls. They spent some time and money building this one, and then he got in trouble with the building inspector. He was trying to make part of it into a house without permits. He was supposed to be building a barn, and he was building something else. They shut him down, and he kind of threw up his hands and walked away, and this has got a fairly new bass boat inside, not included. There are some contents in some of these buildings that we don't have title to, and they are not included. $5,500 is what it says for minimum bid. I've got 11,250 already online. I talked to a couple of neighbors. I wouldn't be surprised if they're here to bid on this today. I need 11,500. Anybody in the room? I've got 11,500. Can I give you 12? How about 13? What about 14? 15, 16, 17, 16 and a half, 16 and a half, 17 way over there by the wall. You want to give me 17.5? Come on. 17.5, 18, 18.5, 19, 19.5, 20,000, 20 and a half, 21 and a half, 22 and a half, 23 and a half, 24 and a half, 25 and a half, 26 and a half, 27 and a half, 28 and a half, 29, 28,750. I've got 28.5 with you. Anybody in the room at 28,750? 28.5 going once. He's got more of that than this in concrete. 28.5 going twice.
Yep.
28,750 online. 29 and a quarter. 29 going once. Twice.
Yep.
29 and a quarter. 29.5. 29,750. 29.5 going once.
Yep.
29,750. $30,000. Now 30 and a quarter. 30,000 in the room going once. Twice. You bought it. 30,000 bucks. 178. Backup bid is online. Number 6708, I got a half dozen bids online for this one. Old M37, 11 plus acres. This one, as last we knew, was occupied. We didn't even get close enough to this one to take a picture. They weren't pleased about the whole thing being foreclosed or taking place. Can't tell you much about it except the fact that I know that there's somebody there and they're probably not happy about this. I've got 15,250 already bid online. Who wants to give me 20,000 for this?
Well, I'm not gonna start that, come on.
Sure you are.
No way. It says 15,250. I'll do
It's gonna
16.
cost you more than that to buy it. I'm just trying to save us both time. I know you have a very busy social schedule today. Gonna give me 20,000? Okay, we'll do it your way. 15.5. Who wants to give me 16? 20. See, now, I should have been talking to him instead of wasting my breath on you.
That's right.
All you do is talk back. I got 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Don't look at him, look at me. 37, 38, 39. That's there. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, $50,000, 51, 52, 52, 52 and a half, 52, 53 and a half. I've got 52. Anybody in the room at 52 and a quarter? I know somebody's still working. I've got 52,000. I need 52 and a quarter. Going once, twice. You bought it, 52,178. Backup bidder,
105.
105. I'm gonna start charging you a seat minimum.
Okay.
Come in and give me a hard time, never buys anything. Number 6709 on the Marion Road up by Missaukee. This one also occupied as last we knew. Up the end of a county road that's not well maintained. Could be a private road. I'm at $2,400 already online with an online bidder. Who wants to give me 2,500? Anybody in the room at 25? Anybody in the room want to give me 26? How about 3,000? 3,500? 4,000? 4,500? 41. I've got 4,000 with you. Anybody in the room at $4,100? 41, 42, 43, 4,200 right there. What about online? 43, 43, 44, 45,
Yep.
4,600, 47,
Yep.
48, 49,
Yep.
$5,000. Now 51,
Yep.
52, 53,
Yep.
54, 5,500,
Yep.
56, 57,
Yep.
58, 59,
Yep.
$6,000, 6,100,
Yep.
62, 63, 62,
Yep.
63, 6,400, now 65,
Yep.
6,600, slowing down, now 67,
Yep.
68, 69,
Yep.
7,000, 7,100,
Yep.
72, 73,
Yep.
74, 7,500,
Yep.
76, 77,
Yep.
78, 79,
Yep.
$8,000. He said he's done. I've got $7,900 online. Anybody in the room at 8,000? 79, 8,000. He just woke up, now 81,
Yep.
82, 83,
Yep.
84, 85,
Yep.
86, 87,
Yep.
88, 89,
Yep.
9,000, 9,100,
Yep.
92, 93,
Yep.
94, 95,
Yep.
96, 97,
Yep.
98, 99,
Yep.
$10,000, 10 and a quarter,
Yep.
10 and a half, 10,750, 10 and a half going once,
Yep.
10,750, 11,000, 11 and a quarter, 11,000. Going once. Twice. 11,207. What's that bidder number? 11,270. My backup bidder is online. Anybody here to bid on the number 6710? The one in Yuma. My friend Joe there wants to open that one up at $1,900. He wants to retire and move to Yuma, but I think he had another place in mind. 19 I've got right there in the room. Anybody want to get me 2,000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, $3,000. You want to give me 35? 35, what about 4,000? 4,500? 41. 41, 42, 43, 44. $4,300 right here. Anybody in the room at 44? 43 going once. 44, 45, 45, 46. They're all having family conferences over this. $4,500 going once. Twice. $4,500. What's the bidder number? $4,500, 290. Backup bidder. What's that number over there? 214. Starting to run out. Buy now. Christmas is coming. They'll be very surprised when they get a piece of property from the tax sale for Christmas. Down to the last couple of pages, number 6711. Wexford Avenue, Buckley. It's about 5.5 acres. It's tillable. Remember what we said about cropland. It's got frontage on M37. This used to be the parking lot for a bar that's next door. I heard the story on this one. He just walked away from the whole thing. Maybe ran away. I've got $3,600 online already. Who wants to give me $3,700? I've got 37 right there. 4,000? 4,000. I'm gonna give you 5. What about 6,000? I know where I'm gonna go online to this one. I've got 5,000 here. Anybody in the room want to give me 6,000? 5,000. They can only go up $100 at a time online.
Yep.
51. You want to give me 6,000? 61.
Yep.
How about 7,000? 71.
Yep.
8,000. 75. 72. I've got $7,100 online. Anybody want to give me 7,200? 71 going once online.
Yep.
We've got now a live bidder and an advanced bidder. They're going to go up $100 at a time. 3 online bidders is I think what I see. $7,500, and they're not quite done. We'll give them just a second. We'll let you back in on the bidding if you want back in just a minute. If you're in the room and want to shout out $80,000, you can go right ahead. 8,300. And still going. 2 online bidders. One's an advanced bid, the other one is live. Commercial property, just west of Buckley, right on the highway. It's north of 9,000. $10,000 is where it's at. $9,900. Anybody in the room want to give me 10,000? You could open up a brand new horse country kitchen right there. 9,900 going once, twice.
Yep.
Ooh. Now it's a 10 and a quarter, and I need 10.5. 10 and a quarter going once, twice. Sold that one online for $10,250. Backup bidder is also online. $67.12. Just shy of 5 acres on North 17 Road out by Lake Itchigumi. And Mount River's old neighborhood up there. So $3,200 is what I've already got done online. Anybody ever want to give me 33? 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 5,000. You want to give me 5,500? How about 6,000? 65, 61, 62, 63, 64, 6,500, 66, 7,000, 71. I've got 71, 72, 75, 7,600, 77, 8,000, 8,100. I'm throwing in the trees today. It's a special offer. I've got 8,000 in the front row. 81, 81, 82. I've got 81 with you. Anybody in the room at 8,200? What about online? 8,100 back there going once, twice. 82, 83, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, $9,000. 9,000, now 91, 92. You sure? He said he's sure that he's done until that card goes up again. I got 91 with you. 91 back there going once, twice. You bought it, 9,100. What's the bidder number? 9,100, 302. My backup bidder is 230. Okay, number 6713. We don't see this often, but it's not the first time we are selling half of a house. Here's what happened. 2 lots in a subdivision. House built on both lots. For some reason, they never got the tax bills combined into one. 2 tax bills. Somebody thought they had something paid and they didn't. So we're selling half of that, but we're selling about what's in that picture right there. That's why it's phrased like that. I'm pretty sure the people that own the other half of the house are here to bid on it. It would surprise me if they weren't. We had a lot of back and forth on the telephone over this one. I've got an online bid of $6,200 already. Who wants to give me 63? Is that your other half of the house? I bet you get that combined after today, don't you? I got $6,300 right there. Anybody in the room at 6,400, let me ask there before I go online. 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. I've got $6,700 in the room. The people that own the other half of the house. 6,700 going once, twice. You bought it back. 6,700, 264. I get those tax bills combined around the code. Anybody in the room to bid on 6714 in Buckley? Is that your garden?
No.
Okay, you're gonna buy somebody's garden? $4,400 for a garden? Too small to build on, I think. No sale on that one. On the next page, the last page I got today. We've already sold the one at the bottom, we're gonna sell the next two, I hope. 6715 South 6th Road, Missaukee. This house has had a bad roof for a long time and it's moldy inside, but it can be put back together. I've got a $3,600 bid already. It's on about 1.25 acres. Who wants to give me $3,700? Anybody in the room? 37, 38,
Yep.
39, 4,000,
Yep.
41, 42,
Yep.
43, 44,
Yep.
45, 46,
Yep.
47, 48,
Yep.
49, $5,000.
Yep.
5,100, now 52.
Yep.
Ooh, live bidder online, now 53, 5,400. 53 in the room.
Yep.
54 online, 5,500, now 56. 55 in the room.
Yep.
56 online, 57, now 5,800. 57 going once.
Yep.
58 online, 5,900, now 6,000. 59 going once.
Yep.
6,000 online, 6,100, now 62.
Yep.
63, now 64. Two different online bidders.
Yep.
64, now 65, and 6,600. 65 going once. Twice. 6,500, 324. Backup bidder online. Anybody here to buy number 6716? Anybody? Oh my golly, there he is. Let's take his money before he gets away. It's on North 9 Road. This one has a renter in it, or did have at the time that we were out there buying. $2,600. I've got it bid right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 2,700? 27, 28, 29, $3,000. Now 3,100, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 4,000, 4,100, 42, 43, 43, 44, 4,500. I've got 44 with you. Anybody in the room at 4,500? What about you? You got lots of money left, I can tell. He's saving it for the next sale. $4,400 in the room going once. Twice.
Yep.
45 online, 46. 47.
Yep.
48. 49.
Yep.
And now 5,000. 5,100.
Yep.
52. 53.
Yep.
54. 55.
Yep.
56. 57.
Yep.
58. 59.
Yep.
$6,000. Now 61.
Yep.
62. 63.
Yep.
64. 65.
Yep.
66. 67.
Yep.
68. 69.
Yep.
$7,000. 71. $7,000 in the room.
Yep.
71 online. 72. 72. He said he's done. 71 online. Anybody in the room at 7,200. 71 going once. Twice. $7,100 online. My backup bidder, what's your number before you go? Backup bidder is 283. That's all we got today. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to pay the lady.